The most popular Christmas tree, and probably because of the best needle retention, is our Fraser fir. We've attempted growing these trees in Canada. They tend to grow a lot slower in Canada, so the state of North Carolina actually produces one of the best Fraser fir Christmas trees in the market. Their needle retention is outstanding. The freshness factor is always dependable, and we can get any size height from tabletop all the way up to a cathedral ceiling. A lot of times people have the misconception that if there's any brown needles that it's a bad tree, and that's not true, because if you look toward the bottom, any type of evergreen that you have at home will have the same characteristics here. And this is basically from the grass growing or the lack of light inside. So we do the best to shake these trees off, but you will get a few brown needles. The key is that this portion here, if you run your hand along the stem, nothing will fall off. It's nice and fresh and supple. And if you really want to break it, you would really have to snap at it. It's not going to break very easy because it's pretty much still alive. And these tend to last about 6 to 8 weeks when they're watered properly. Our second best tree, or our second most popular tree, basically because it's very old and traditional, is the balsam fir. Balsam fir, or Canadian balsam fir, we bring these in from New Brunswick, Canada. And these are grown on farms similar to the Fraser fir, which are grown in North Carolina. These have a good needle retention also, not quite as good as the Fraser fir. The key and the selling point to these, and probably why people buy these still traditionally, number one, they're a little cheaper. Number two, these have a much higher fragrance factor than the Fraser fir. The needles are very similar, they're very short, they're very full. Keeping in mind, these are all grown on farms for us. These are not cut out of the wild for any of the green pieces. We're not destroying forests. These are farm grown and regulated and pruned and fertilized and taken care of so bugs and diseases don't attack them. The best hint that we can give our folks when they buy trees here, we tell them no matter what the weather conditions, as soon as they take it home, if they're not going to put it up right away, put it in a bucket of water, let it sit in the bucket of water somewhere in the shade. When you're ready to put it up, take another sliver off, because we do make fresh cuts here. Then make another cut if you're not going to put it up, like I say, right away. And then the first application of water should be boiling hot water. Boiling hot water opens up the cambium and the xylem and the whole stem, and it makes the room smell real nice, and it also opens up the pores, basically like the pores on your face with a hot wax. So that's the best advice that we can give, and we've had a number of people come back and tell us that it works wonderfully. Maintaining the water levels after you have the tree up is a very important thing. Every day you need to check that. That tree will take up water very quickly, and once it has enough water, you probably won't have to water quite as much. If you're too lazy or you don't have the time to check on the bucket every single day, we do have watering systems that we can attach, and you can just add the water from the outside. But the best way is to get down on your hands and knees and just check the level. Make sure you have a stand that accommodates the right size tree. A number of times we see folks that go by with a tree and it's all been skinned, like taking the skin off your face, and that really retards the longevity of the tree. We should never take the skin off. We just take cuts off the slice.